destitute persons in the community or poses significant risk of intimidation of witnesses, otherwise obstructing administration of justice. The court has considered a number of the predicate statements, and for those reasons in the aggregate, I'm going to deny bond at this time.
It's not an intimidating witness. It's not a danger to community property in the community. Can he afford, from your personal knowledge and how much money he earns, can he afford that type of undertaking?
Jeffrey can afford it, and I can afford it, so it will be paid for.
And you are willing to back him as well?
I'm willing to back him personally and professionally.
Alright, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. You already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. And we hadn't said much about the Young Thug and Gunna being denied bond and their trial dates set for sometime in 2023. We haven't said much about the follow-up and all that because so much more has been going on. But we got to stay on top of this story. You know what I mean? And if it's hot, you already know we're on it. So Young Thug remains in jail as the judge has denied his bond in the RICO case with Gunna. Gunna also has been denied bond. A Georgia judge denied bond for both Atlanta rapper Young Thug and for Gunna. Thug, who's accused of conspiracy to violate the Georgia RICO Act and participation in a criminal street gang. Fulton County Judge Ural Granville handed down the ruling saying that he has significant concerns about the entertainer Jeffrey Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams. The judge said, "I have significant concerns about you, sir, being a danger to the community." Damn. Prosecutors argued that Williams is actually the head of a violent street gang called the Young Slime Life, but they also operate as a record company / stable of recording artists called YSL. And of course, Young Thug is the co-founder of, along with another thorough, proven gangster. The gang committed multiple murders, shootings, and carjackings over roughly a decade and promoted its activities in its songs and on social media. This is what prosecutors said in their 88-page indictment that charges Thugger and Gunna, whose real name is Sergio Kitchens, and aspiring rapper Christian Eppinger, and 24 others with the big dog charge, racketeering, which brings about the RICO charge. Eppinger was already in jail. Get this. He's being accused of shooting a Atlanta police 6 times in February of 2022. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's really been going on, but, you know, word on the street is they've been on the police radar for about a decade now. And honestly, the police would never have came after them had they not shot that police officer. So it was Eppinger who started the whole, time to get everybody off the streets. If they were killing each other, it would have been a divide and conquer, and then have the worst ones kill out the bad ones, and then we go in and clean up what's left. But since a police officer is involved, then everybody gots to go. Young Thug's prosecutors said on Thursday is the top dog. They're trying to give him the whole RICO. He is the top dog. One of the prosecutors even said that he is the most dangerous man here because he doesn't have to get his hands dirty. He got a whole lot of money and a whole lot of power and influence, and he has other people to do this for him. Now, Williams has been in custody, which is Thugger, has been in custody since his arrest last month at his home in an upscale neighborhood north of downtown Atlanta. And his attorneys presented several witnesses to counter the image prosecutors have painted of him, pointing to the musician's community involvement. Music executive Kevin Liles testified, and you already know Kevin Liles is big dog status, whole lot of money, whole lot of bravado, whole lot of everything. And Kevin Liles got up there, and Kevin Liles said that Thugger was like his son, and that he was willing to put up his own wealth, his own house even, and businesses behind getting him out on bond. And after all that, the judge said, nope, denied. The rapper, who is Thugger, he said, is not just an artist, Your Honor. He's an influencer. He's a person I think was put here to change the people around him and a contributing citizen to this world. Well, I tell you what, the last thing you want to call him is an influencer when they're looking at him as somebody that's influencing people in the wrong direction, right? So you're here now as a multi-millionaire to say, oh, he's definitely an influencer. I think we'll keep him behind bars. And Atlanta native Young Thug rose to fame in the early 2010s with a unique sound and collectible accolades, naming his work among rap industry's current best mixtapes before signing with Gucci Mane's label 1017 Records. Some notable songs include Pick Up the Phone with Travis Scott and Go Crazy, a collaboration with Chris Brown, a frequent collaborator with people like Gunna. He was also featured on Gunna and Future's Pushin' P and Camila Cabello's Havana. The artist co-wrote the hit This Is America with Childish Gambino, making history when it became the first hip-hop track to win the Song of the Year Grammys in 2019. And he's been nominated for 3 more Grammys. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing his work. The London featuring J. Cole and Travis Scott, and 2 albums for the year nomination in 2022 for his work on Yeezus or Kanye West Donda and Doja Cat's Planet Her. Young Thug's latest release, titled Potion, which is a collaboration with Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa, that debuted last Friday. An expected trial date, the judge said, get this, could be sometime around January 9th of 2023. Now, I must tell you, this is like one of the worst things that you wanted to happen, was to not be able to get out on bond. And then listen, when you're fighting a case like this from the outside, it helps that you can go home at night, you can get your affairs in order. You know, looking at the time you're facing, you're like, okay, I'm going to be gone for the next 10, 15 years. I'm going to lay down and do my time like a man, but let me put my affairs in order or whatnot. Who knows? Or maybe he want to run away to a place where they have no extradition treaties with the United States of America and claim political asylum. Whichever way you might have it, that won't be happening because they see him as a flight risk. But more than anything, they don't even see him as a flight risk. They see him as somebody who is willing to call shots on the outside and get some people knocked off, get some witnesses intimidated, and all that. Let's not talk about the fact that there are about 9 members of his YSL that have already signed the paperwork saying that they'll talk, but they are afraid. I saw one of the notes and it said that I'm afraid of what Young Thug or Jeffrey will do to me or to my family. But I'll talk, but I'm afraid. So y'all gonna have to give me some protection. Now, man, listen. If that tells you anything, it tells you that the streets ain't got no loyalty. And I don't even know why people put their trust in street ninjas and the streets anyways. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is tough and hard and gangster and Teflon hard tough when they're outside. As soon as they get locked in and they start looking at a whole lot of time, they start calculating, well, shit, I'm 27 now. They just said 30 years. 30 plus 27 equals 57. I don't want to be coming out of prison when I'm 60. Okay, officer, I'll tell you whatever you need to know. You can cut my time in less than half. I'm talking, right? You can give me no time at all, put me on probation, put me in witness protection, whatever you got to do. I'll tell you everything you need to know, right? Very few are willing to lay down and do that time or stand up and do that time, whichever way you want to see it. So with that said, He got his own people turning against him right now, and this is the main reason why the judge has actually denied his bond, because they are talking. They've signed those papers and they've given statements, and they have actually expressed through the prosecution, because they're working with the prosecution, they've actually expressed how dangerous. Listen, I'm telling you, y'all don't understand. He got a whole lot of money. He got a whole lot of power in these streets. Y'all got like how many of us? That's not even half of who's under him. I'm telling you right now. Blah, blah, blah. They told, and they're still telling. And when the time comes for his trial, I don't know if they're going to have to stand up in court, or they're going to be able to testify without coming face to face with him in a court of law. But we'll know soon who's doing all the telling. Right now, people are speculating, but we ain't too sure. And I said before, the worst part is being locked in. Thugger was about to ball out this summer. Gunna was about to ball out this summer. Pushin' P just came out not too long ago, was doing good. Gunna was out here going to all the big events, you know what I mean? Chloe Bailey on his side doing all types of big things, and it was about to go somewhere huge. And then this. Summertime's coming, man. We're supposed to get hot. Supposed to go get this money. Supposed to have a whole lot of fun and make a whole lot more money. But it's not going to be like that. Instead, he is under conditions that his attorney is saying could drive him crazy. Right? To go from your mansion to being locked in a cell that has a hard bed, a toilet, and a sink, and you're in there by yourself because Thugger is segregated. He's locked in. That shit must be driving him crazy. And then on top of that, to be denied bond, even when a rich multi-millionaire / businessman, upstanding citizen like Kevin Liles comes and gives a speech on your behalf and pleads with the judge that he's willing to put up his millions and all that, still get denied bail or still get denied bond. Man, listen. And then his court date is set. We are in June. So you have July, August, September, October, November, December, and January. Almost a whole damn year away. 7 months away. The judge is saying, possibly around then. And I bet you money that when it comes, because it's not set in stone, so when that time comes, it'll be pushed to February and March and April, and by that time he will have been locked up for over a year before trial starts. I put my money on it. One last thing I'm going to say is this. A lot of people are saying shit, Gunna took the Kool-Aid. He took the cigarettes and the coffee and the cookies. In other words, he's telling. If Gunna starts talking for all that he knows, then you already know Thugger is in even more trouble. But Gunna himself is being looked at as a top dog in the organization that's willing to call shots, or that's in a position to call shots with soldiers under him. And that's the reason why he himself cannot be let out, or won't be let out yet. Here's the thing. They're going to have to prove all that in court, right? But when the feds come for you, it's all about proving what they have, and usually they have something. You might not get all the time they